Welcome to episode 11 of the Soya Says podcast. And today I am sharing five of my most favorite, most used apps, and all of them come from Microsoft. So I have a soft corner for Microsoft. My first smartphone was actually a Windows phone. And of course, I have these desktop, laptop, everything has Microsoft Windows. And I'm just happy that there are such apps that Microsoft has created for Android, so that your desktop and your mobile phone can stay in sync. And I'll tell you more about this staying in sync later in this episode. So obviously this is not going to be about apps like WhatsApp or YouTube. They are not apps from Microsoft, of course. And if you have similar use cases, like you also make use of to-do lists, you also need to carry your documents, you also need a notes app that you can access from anywhere, from any device, then obviously you are going to find this episode helpful, and you're going to find these apps helpful as well. Now, one app that I would like to name here um, is not from this five apps list, because, like I said, those five may be useful for those who have specific use cases like I do. But one app is going to be helpful for everyone, and that is called SMS Organizer. And this again is from Microsoft Corporation. Go ahead, download it. It just keeps all the spam away. Before installing SMS Organizer, I used to check my phone more often than not because of some spam message offering you loans, offering some 5%, 10% discount on something, right? So all those messages will disappear as soon as you install SMS Organizer, and you are going to get notified only for your bank transactions, maybe upcoming bills or upcoming travel itineraries, your OTPs. So only the important stuff. I don't know how SMS Organizer, this app, does it, but you will be notified only for the important stuff, and all the spam, everything goes away. So SMS Organizer, install it, and even if you don't have the use cases for the next five apps that I'm going to talk about, this one app is definitely going to help you out. Now, why do I say that you might not have use cases for the other five apps that I'm going to talk about? Because some people like to call it productivity apps, and they might be listed under productivity apps section in the store as well. But personally, I think apps cannot really make you productive. You need to be productive. What these apps can do is, elevate it, take you a notch higher when it comes to being productive. But as long as you are not productive, these apps cannot really help you. These apps cannot take you too far, right? So if you're someone who's lying on the sofa all day watching Netflix, none of these apps are going to do any good to you. But if you're productive, if you yourself are productive, and if you are looking for if you're looking to use your mobile phone as a device that can keep you on track, enhance your productivity, then of course these apps are going to help you a lot. So I'll start off with the first app on this list, which is going to be Microsoft To Do List. So this app is, as the name suggests, is basically a to-do list, and you can have a widget. I have a widget that shows up on my phone screen itself. So this is typically the first app that I look at every morning. I just go over what all are the items in my to-do list, and typically I have a to-do list for an entire week. I don't work on daily to-do lists. I have a to-do list for the entire week, and I look at all the stuff that needs to be completed in 1 week, and based on my day, based on the time that I have available, I plan on what all from this to-do list this weekly to-do list can I achieve in one day. So that's how I use this to-do list. And to be frank, I cannot function without this app, to be honest, because if I don't have the list of items that I need to act on, if I don't have my to-do list, I don't know what to do with my entire day. So that is why this is one app which I definitely recommend if you're someone who who needs to-do lists, who also likes to maintain to-do lists and tick things off as they are completed. Then definitely this is an app that is going to be very helpful. One thing that I've noticed about this app is that it keeps me on track. If I'm bored or if I'm wasting time, if I'm scrolling through my social media feed, all of a sudden I get a reminder that there are so many items in my to-do list. What am I doing here wasting time? So that's why this app definitely keeps me on track. It helps me avoid any kind of wastage of time, and that is why this is an app that I look at every morning, the first thing. And of course, during the course of the day, I look at it multiple times and I take items off of that list. So Microsoft To Do, the first app in this list. The second one is Microsoft OneDrive. So you might have heard of Google Drive. It's something similar, Microsoft OneDrive, but I think it is much better than Google Drive. So one of the biggest advantage of this app is that in your desktop, this app shows up as a folder. So just like your My Documents, My Computer folder, you have a folder of this app, OneDrive, that shows up as a folder on your desktop. So you can drag and drop stuff from your OneDrive to your desktop, from your desktop to your OneDrive. You can create new files. You can do anything that you would with any other normal folder. So that's how it shows up as a folder. And that is, I think, one of the biggest advantages of using this app. The entire Microsoft ecosystem, right? That helps this app like no other. And it has a mobile app, so you can have a Microsoft OneDrive installed on your mobile phone as an app. It has a desktop app, so even on your desktop, your Microsoft Windows desktop, of course, you can install an app called OneDrive app. It shows up as a folder as well, so that's another advantage. And then you can also access this folder through your web browser. And all of these across all these devices, everything remains in sync. So nothing like it. I think this is what makes it so much better than Google Drive as well. I carry all my important documents, anything that I need on the go, any kind of documents, any kind of pictures, any kind of music, anything that I need on the go, it is on my Microsoft OneDrive. So that's how this is, again, a very important app for me. The third one in the list is Microsoft OneNote. Now, this is a notes app. This is an app where you can take notes, basically. You can also draw. You can also record audio if you want to. So this, again, is basically a notes app. And one of the most important feature of this app remains the same as what I talked about in OneDrive. That is applicable to the to-do list as well. And that's the fact that you have a mobile app, you have a desktop app, and you can access these apps through your web browser as well. And all these three avenues, the app remains synced. So if I add a to-do list item from my mobile phone and then log into my desktop and open the desktop app of to-do list, it appears there. So this, again, is something that is applicable to the OneNote app as well. So if you're on the go, you're taking notes on the go, you come back home, you open the OneNote app on your desktop, you will find that the app is totally synced with what's on your phone and what's on your desktop, right? Like I said, you can record notes. You can also draw if you're using any, those drawing accessories that some of the mobile phones support these days. App number 4 on this list is Microsoft Outlook, and of course, you need Outlook to check your office emails. But the part of this app that I use the most is actually the calendar widget, right? So you can have a calendar of Outlook on your screen, on your mobile phone screen, and that shows you all the appointments, meetings, everything that you have throughout the day. So either you run the day or the day runs you. And in order to run the day, you need to know what all appointments and meetings and stuff that you need to get accomplished are, right? So obviously your office meetings, everything can show up on that calendar widget. You can make your personal entries as well. So outside the office time, if you have if you need to record a podcast and you block a time, you can obviously do that. It is going to send you a reminder to keep you on track, to remind you that there is this item that you need to basically take care of. Once again, it syncs everywhere. So on your official laptop, to your phone, everything remains in synced. You can of course access it through a web browser as well. So this app, this widget rather, the Outlook calendar widget, is the last thing that I look at on my mobile phone before going to sleep, because it gives you a reminder if you need to wake up early in the morning for any morning meetings that you might have. So once again, Microsoft Outlook, but the calendar widget of this app is something that I definitely recommend, and I definitely cannot function without. Number 5 on this list is the Microsoft Office app. Now, you may have Office installed on your laptop or desktop. Office is basically a suite of all these different softwares. You've got Excel, Word, PowerPoint, all those software, right? So Microsoft has one app on the Android Play Store. I'm not too sure about iPhone iStore. What is it called? iPhone Store, Apple Store, iStore, I don't know. So I don't know if they have the Office app, but there's one app in the Android Play Store. It is called Office. And if you have that app installed, you can use that app to create or view any kind of office related files. So documents, PDFs, presentations, Excel spreadsheets, all of them can open and you can edit them using the Office app itself. So it's tremendously useful. You can sign PDFs. That's something you might have to do on the go. You can sign PDFs. You can convert PDFs to documents as well, and then edit that document, right? So you can do all of that in the Office app. There's much more you can do actually in the Office app. So install it and check it out for yourself. So those are the 5 apps that keep me on track. Those are the 5 apps that I cannot function without: Microsoft To Do, Microsoft OneDrive, Microsoft OneNote, Microsoft Outlook, the calendar widget of it, and then finally the Microsoft Office app. So yeah, that's all that I wanted to actually share in this episode of Soya Says. See you around.